America has over 2 million people in prison. I mean, some you're going to hear, they're going to say 2.3, some going to say 2.7. Out of those 2 million people, 600 to 700,000 individuals come home every year. These are the same numbers that I've been quoting for I don't know how long, all right? Here's what we know. 60 to 70% of those individuals go back to jail within the first 3 years. So Point of Change is dedicated to prevention programs. Now you say, well, hey, how can that be prevention? That's got to be reentry. Well, no, as we study this quote market, we see that the reason why you would go back into an incarcerated state is because you didn't master prevention. And so a lot of the things that we do have to do with prevention. The ministry has wings. We've worked with over 70,000 inmates, family members, friends, but now we know that that is not a brag point. If you continue to work with a recidivated rate rate of individuals over and over again, it could possibly mean that you need more resources or you're not getting the job done. So we don't actually, let me just say this. We've started to look at intentionality. We started to cone down certain individuals that we know want to change, that want to be involved in the long process of what some might call rehabilitation. So we got into employment. Now this doesn't sound like a lot, but last year we actually had the opportunity to employ 37 men that came home from incarceration. Point of Change is a product of my experience. I think everybody that is a quote founder of a ministry has some experience with that type of ministry. And so I grew up in Washington, D.C., but always remember I was born in Charlotte, North Carolina. Pastor Mike likes that. But I never got a chance to live in Charlotte. We lived most of our lives in D.C., and we had a little bit of time in Glen Arden, Maryland. And so I think many of us became products of our environment. We looked at shortcuts as everyday life. And so you want to fast forward. As I got older, I just took a few shortcuts, and took a lot of shortcuts. I got arrested by the FBI for money laundering, pleaded out on that, one count of government theft. And, I had heard people say they were going to give their lives to the Lord, but I had never seen anybody really stick with it. Like all of my friends, when they get ready to go to jail, they would say, they're going to read their Bible or they're going to go to church and stuff like that. So I remember talking to God and just saying, I'm actually not coming to you because I want you to stop what's going to happen. I just want to change my life. And in 1998, I walked into a federal court building. I was all prepared to do 10 years, and the judge let me go home. And it's that simple. From that day, from that hour until now, I've never stopped serving God the way I should have been serving Him all my life. What we bring to the table, of course, everybody knows, it's Christ. That we do not cut out what God is doing in the lives of those people just to say we want to fit in with some government grant, or we want to get something over here and just kind of flatline what we're doing just because we feel like they might not accept us. The people know that we represent Christ. The people know that we totally believe that what God says to us in the Bible is the way to live. And so we spread that love around. Point of Change, I want to make this point. Point of Change is operating inside of the detention center, and as a chaplain, you are a religious representative for all faiths. Okay, it doesn't mean you teach their doctrine, but you are there to facilitate the needs of anyone in that facility. And I can remember when the Muslims, when they would make salat on their towels, they didn't have a change of towels. They didn't have a prayer rug in this facility. They had just a brown towel. And I remember going around passing out Bibles, and I saw that they were making salat on a dirty towel. And most of the Christians were so mad at me for what I did. I went to the director of the facility and I told her that, hey, once a week I'll wash those towels. See, here's what I knew. I knew that whether they believed in my God or not, that they were still human, and that I was a person that believed that all human beings should be treated fairly. And so I didn't want them to be diseased in any way. I didn't want them to have a filthy towel. And I went around and I collected those towels every Friday before they went to Juma. I would collect those towels and I would take them to, we had inmates that would wash them. How about over 10 of those individuals have now converted to Christianity? I'll tell you exactly how you can get involved. And I'm no longer afraid to say this, because I always was a little afraid to tell people that we need qualified people to assist us at this point. One, I'd like to have a licensed social worker, a couple of licensed social workers that could help us with the anger management classes, help us to structure programs around individuals that are coming home, help us to structure programs around those that might be involved in some special courts. So I really do need some specialized people. It doesn't mean that a layperson can't walk beside us, but I want to be specific as we cast this net amongst all these people that are going to watch the New Life broadcast and all the partners. We really would like to have people that specialize in anger management, that are certified or in a field where you could really help us increase in that area. The other thing is we are looking for board members that are not afraid to raise money for this cause. Every life is worth saving, and God may be calling you to do it.